Hello Taurus! Welcome to your February 2019 Tarot and Astrology reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're new. Please bear in mind this applies to Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and maybe even Venus, depending on what sign is resonating for you. So, you may identify more with your Moon at the moment. It's important to sort of get into that feeling, that synchronicity, really. You will probably know which sign is best for you to be watching. I just want that to be very specific because the fixed signs have just gone through the eclipse. So if your Moon or Rising is in Taurus, it will actually have hit you quite hard as much as it would have hit the fixed signs in general. Now, Taurus, this month, February, is an interesting one for you as Aquarian season. Always is, particularly as Aquarian's ruler, Uranus, is going to be hosting your sign come March for the next 7 years. So it's quite good to get in touch with that Aquarian energy if you'd like to be a little bit more comfortable sliding into that particular domain. Now, let's start with your ruler Venus is moving into your 9th house, which is opening you up to different kinds of love, different styles of loving, different styles of talking, different ways of expressing yourself in romance, and also offering you up to more diverse individuals than you maybe go for in the day-to-day. So you may find love on holiday. You may be planning a holiday. If I was to tell you where you'd be wisest spending your money this month, it would be on travel, okay, or activities. Spend your money this month on things, not things. Whoa, no. Spend your money on activities and adventures, not things. Gotcha? Okay. The new moon in your 10th house, Taurus, on I believe the 4th of February, is going to host this new beginning for you in terms of your career and your contribution to wider society. You may consider that you want to have a change in your reputation if it has not been so favourable over the last couple of years, or you may even feel like you just want to be reborn into a more career-driven person. So career energies are very important. Around the new moon, it is important that you set your intentions on the type of career you want. You do not have to be totally specific. You do not have to say, I want this role. You say that you want your dream job. Okay, if you don't know what that is, let the universe surprise you. Say how you want to feel there, what type of people you want to be surrounded by, what type of things you want to do. List it and really get into the feeling and then let it go. Okay, that's what this new moon is about for you, your career. Now, Aquarian season is all about your career in general, so bear that in mind too. That's going to be a big focus for you. Mercury actually moves into your 11th house though, so your group chat, your WhatsApps, should probably be blowing up quite significantly on your phone. Traveling with friends, making activities with friends, plan trips, visit friends, get friends to visit you, do social activities, go out more, because Mercury is a very playful planet and it likes to be engaged. It likes to have mental stimulation. So surround yourself with people that interest you and maybe don't necessarily think the way you do, because this is going to be a beautiful time to debate if you are a Taurus. Now, that being said, Mars will go into your sign on the 15th, so you can direct your energies to being Taurus 2.0, okay? And it's going to make you feel more energetic, more alive, more revitalized. As I say, this is a pretty good month for you in terms of switching up your own energies. The full moon on the 19th of February, when the sun moves into Pisces, which, as I say, is your 11th house, so more onus on the friendships. Full moon in the 5th house. Letting go of old romances that have haunted you or plagued you, letting go of unhealthy habits in love, and even you may find that some creative roadblocks, if you're an artistic Taurus, things that have been blocking you in terms of romance, and in particular if you've been dealing with Pisces people, you may find that a lot of blocks are lifted all of a sudden, after a period of certain things being stagnant, of certain things being halted. You're going to feel a bit of a shift in the energies. And in terms of your day-to-day play, Taurus, say yes to adventures, please. Say yes to being creative. Say yes to people that want to do things. That Jim Carrey movie where he has to say yes to everything? That kind of energy. You don't have to say yes to everything, but things that are just for fun, okay? Say yes to fun. So let's see what's going on for Taurus now that we've got into the astrology. Oh, yes. Career takes center focus. Your money is your mantra in many ways, but it is to be spent on activities and investments. You're going to find the more creative and the more easygoing you are, the more money flows to you. It's like you've got a magic wand and you make money appear out of nowhere. That is what your sign, being in such a creative and adventurous spot as Capricorn for you, you're going to be ambitious, you're going to be driven, and you're going to have Mars in your sign. So if you don't come out of this, as I say, as Taurus 2.0, I don't know. Maybe your moon or rising is just not up for the banter this month, but we'll see. Temperance, okay? Temperance crossed by the Page of Pentacles. So in terms of temperance, a lot of people refer to this as getting things in balance. I see temperance as more an energy of moderation. Blending of two opposing energies, blending of two different elements, okay? So water and fire, very different, though not necessarily opposing, just very different. The crossing of the Page of Pentacles. Now I was explaining this because this came up in the same spot for Aquarius, this one card, and it's very much to do with opportunities, but pages, as I said in that reading too, they work for the magician, okay? In terms of manifestations. So you are thinking of manifesting money, but for some reason it requires a sense of patience and moderation. Now, do curb your spending. You're going to make money move, that's fine. You're going to make money appear, that's great. But as I say, if you're not spending it on things that are fulfilling you on a soul level, I don't feel like you're going to be manifesting more. You have to be manifesting things that you enjoy. If you want to manifest money, visualize experiences rather than things, okay? So this isn't on the material, but it will manifest as material, okay? Queen of Swords in the past and the Knight of Pentacles. So Taurus, you have you're the bull, okay? So nobody can detect bullshit like the bull. Let's be honest. You guys know it better than anybody else. And your detector has been keeping you lonely. Now, this isn't a bad thing because you would rather be surrounded by nobody romantically than people that are just constantly trying to pull the wool over your eyes. You're not a sheep, you're a bull, okay? You have felt a little bit tired of this, tired of having to call people out and tired of seeing people for what they are and them not getting it, okay? Because you have opinions, sometimes you state them, and you feel like people just tumble in on top of you for speaking the truth. It's almost like they say, I explained this in my Instagram actually, I was thinking of Taurus when I wrote it, the Empress card, because she does represent Venus people, which is you, and how people call her high maintenance for knowing what she wants. And it's not high maintenance, it's having a very, very strong BS detector. In the recent past, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So you have probably, for a lot of you that are single, decided to shift your focus entirely onto your career path and your life path as a solo person and said, let the chips fall where they may romantically. But if you are engaged in a relationship of some kind, I feel like possibly there is a female influence from your childhood or before who affects you the way that you romance with people. And it may, for some reason, be a relationship that was a bit jagged and needs healing this month. Seven of Cups crowning the reading. So you have options in various areas, but you're not entirely sure of what you want truly. Okay. Incoming energy is the Devil. It can represent an unhealthy attachment. It can represent obsession. It can represent bondage, feeling a bit trapped in something, or it can represent an actual Capricorn person. Let me see. This is getting very, very deep. Two of Cups is what you're bringing to the reading. Your environment is the Two of Wands. Four of Swords and your hopes and fears. And the outcome card is indeed the Knight of Cups. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Okay. I like the Knight of Cups. He always means that somebody's popping in after the hermit period. Yay. Well, so I'm just going to move this wire, Taurus. It's blocking my view for you. Let me see. Okay. Now, we'll talk about a few things before we get to Mr. Knight of Cups, because he comes in with a message. That's brighter. Thank God. Okay. So, the devil energy, Taurus, can sometimes be a short-term fix over a long-term gain, right? So now I was saying at the beginning of the reading, the Queen of Swords can represent you calling people out on their shitty behavior. I'm not really the type of person that swears, so I don't know where this is coming from, but for some reason this reading is I think it's the devil. It's the devil influence here. He's the incoming energy. So you may be dealing with people in your environment who remind you of the devil's properties, you know, very controlling, domineering, will not give without taking something in return. So it could be a career opportunity where you feel for some point that you could be selling out. You could be selling your soul for this opportunity, metaphorically speaking, of course. Or a relationship where you sort of feel like, and I talked about this in the Scorpio reading too, sometimes when you feel like you've been calling people out for a certain length of time, you wonder when your time is. So you see Mr. Handsome Devil, who seems very appealing, but you know is bad for you, and you decide to give it a go, even though you know it can enslave you in some kind. Because if you feel like it's the only option that you have, you feel trapped by it because you don't know where else to go from there. Now, if you make yourself your priority and your number one option, and you always choose yourself, you don't have that problem. No one else can trap you, okay? So if you value yourself over the other person, and you don't define yourself by having a chain to yourself, a ball and chain is represented in the devil, you will be free, you will be fine, and you will be untouchable. However, if you feel as though short-term pleasure over long-term gain, you would rather at least have someone in the now rather than wait for the right person to come along, you may feel a little bit trapped. So one way I see this actually, Taurus, is that you feel as though you're stuck in something or you're obsessing over something in particular. The devil for me most commonly will represent your state of mind rather than a person. That's just the way I see him. He is whenever your mind gets taken over by a lack of hope in the bigger picture, or you feel as though you're not receiving help from the angels or the guidance, and that's not the case. So temperance actually means your angels are with you, okay? And don't forget that the devil was a fallen angel, Lucifer, right? The star card here is telling me not to lose hope because the devil will take over in your own mind. You will start to become very obsessed with what is wrong. You will start to become very obsessed with where you are and what is happening, and that makes everything appear slower. So don't give in to that devil energy. On the contrary, the devil can sometimes represent you being very sure of what you want and just going for it at the expense of anything else. So we'll see as we go along. Yes, conflict of some kind and a deceit that is being healed, possibly from a fire sign or somebody abroad. So we talked about the abroad essence of things. For most of you, I think this is healing from a fire sign who was very flighty or flirtatious or unfaithful. So that could be a Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus. It could be in your past. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone you're dealing with now. But the love them and leave them people. It's interesting. The Leo full moon has eliminated, for a lot of people that are spiritually conscious, a lot of people that are aware of it, it has eliminated ego in the essence of choosing a partner for a lot of people, particularly fixed signs, okay? So people are no longer, you know, if you're doing the spiritual work, if you're aware of ego versus heart, I actually wrote a piece of it on my Instagram if you want to look at it and see if it resonates, but the devil can come across as a handsome prospect who you know is not good for you. And it's a little test to see if you are choosing from the ego or the heart. So, Four of Pentacles in the past, you are holding on to this Queen of Swords mentality or an air sign, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And you are feeling trapped by something. So let's see, Death card. Oh, Three of Cups. The Demon Drink. This is something. Okay. Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. Now that is, that's good. Nine of Pentacles, Hierophant, and with the Knight of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. Okay. Okay. Taurus, you're doing funny things this month, I must say. Eight of Pentacles underneath. Okay, so I want to make the best of this without you guys getting angry at me, because the Devil and the Death card are just staring at me as though, be careful how you put these things, because there's so much more behind the scenes. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to tread on your sensitivities surrounding a certain person or a certain prospect, because Taurus always have this one thing that they hold to themselves that is that red rag. Do you know what I mean? The theory of the red rag to the bull. And I'm drawn to all the red, red cloak here, red cloak here, red cloak here, red sleeves. I'm just drawn to it and thinking, right, don't say the antagonistic point, because the red cloak is what is keeping you trapped, right? It's what keeps you most enslaved. There is a trigger point, and I think for a lot of you, it surfaces back to having to be on your defensive with certain people that want to ride in, take from you, and ride out again. Okay? Not everyone's got that interest at heart. Okay? So, this is all coming from a place of love. You will be pushed to make some kind of decision on a person or a possibility in terms of career where you feel on some level like you're selling your soul. But it would be a celebration in the temporary, okay? You're faced with something there that's a bit of a sellout, whether it is someone from, your friend's past, for example, showing an interest in you, and you thinking they're very appealing, but it would come at the expense of a friendship, or a job in a corporation which you know is incredibly bad to the environment, and you're actually very into the environment, but the money's amazing. Do you know what I'm saying? You're faced with some kind of appealing prospect that you know on a soul level isn't going to fulfill you, but you get the choice. Okay? To let you know, it's probably not the only offer. Okay? I think this for a lot of you is a romantic prospect, or it's somebody from the past, because this is a reunion energy. But for me, I'm sort of seeing it as a quick fix to actual healing a situation. Okay? Now, as I said before, it's not the only option you get. You know? There is a romantic interest coming in. Possibly a Virgo. Taurus, possibly a Virgo. Possibly after a long period of being single. Let me see. But. You're not so sure that they're exciting enough when they arrive. So, okay, there is a sense, Taurus, I must be honest. There is a sense that there's some sort of energy whereby you are deceiving yourself, deceiving somebody else, or someone's deceiving you. And this can be at a very, very mundane level, just an FYI. It can be that someone's not being honest with you about what they think of your partner. It can be someone not being honest with you about what they think of your job. Do you know what I mean? Just bear in mind, they could be trying to confuse you mentally. Okay? But that's because there's something going on with them. It never necessarily means they're a bad person. There's some energy here that's kind of confusing for you. Now, it could be a water sign. It could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But they can also be the person that's trying to help you make sense of this. They may not understand it at the level you do either. They may be someone you seek counsel from. They may be somebody you seek advice from. You may also be worried about somebody who is in... Oh, yes. This is something else, Taurus, okay? So, you could be particularly very worried about a friend who's in an abusive relationship. Okay, this Devil, and it's come up with your friends card. You could be very worried about a female, possibly a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and this comes to a head in February, okay? So if you're worried about someone, you're wary of speaking your truth to this person and extending an offer because you don't know what expense it will come at, possibly because you fear the person. That's a very sad situation. So if that is your case, Taurus, and you are worried about somebody, let them know that you care, okay? Yeah, there is someone you're incredibly worried about, or someone that so your heart is going out to somebody or something that you feel is trapped. So you may feel trapped, you may feel someone very close to you is trapped. There is a sense of foreboding, obsessive energy somewhere in your life. And I think for a lot of you, it's worried about somebody else's influence rather than your own. Okay, so, ooh, 10 of Cups. Perfect. 10 of Cups and Death. Now this represents, for a lot of Taurus people, an end to a situation, because the Death card comes in and ends the 7 of Cups, where the indecisive energy is. Okay, so it's hard to manifest what you want when you don't know. The Death card represents the release, and then the 10 of Cups represents the happiness. Okay, so releasing the indecision. Now let's see what's going on with this Devil. Yes, so some of you have a friend that leaves a toxic situation, or you leave a toxic situation. So this is coming up quite significantly. Your friends are going to be very important in this month, Taurus. The Sun moving into Pisces, you could be dealing with a Pisces person. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. Your relationships with Pisces are interesting. But as this is your reading, Taurus, I just want to say, you make the better choice. Okay, when you're faced with something that is on a soul level not right for you, you leave. You make the choice to follow your real dream that you know will fulfill you. You make the right choice. Now, it may be a bit up and down in terms of your romantic life. 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. 2 Knights. Boom. 6 of Wands. So you're doing your thing. You're making good decisions. You're making successful decisions. And we have 2 Knights. So some of you have more than one love interest. Some of you have more than one possibility. And you're not particularly sure you trust either. If you were to put your cards on the table and say who it was that you wanted to be with, Taurus, I think a lot of you would pick a water sign. I think it would be a Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio. I think if you were putting your cards down on the table, that is for most of you what you would say. The good news is, Taurus, you are being headhunted by careers, by romance. There's people looking for you. There's people seeking you out. People that want to talk to you. People that want to come back. People that want to come in. People that want to move forward. A lot of people around you, Taurus, dear. But a lot of you don't trust yourself. You don't seem to. You don't seem to trust your own decisions, and that's why you're not really connecting with this. And thankfully, you're not connecting with whatever the Devil energy is. You're choosing very much to leave negative vibes in place of something better. Okay? I do feel like you may be, Taurus, this very stable influence for someone in your life who's going through a very negative time, or who is somewhat repressed by somebody else. Okay, so that's probably for like 1 or 2 of you, but there is a sense that is happening, or you're worried about someone. Okay, I feel with the Wheel of Fortune and the 2 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, there's a possibility you hear from someone who ghosted you. This seems to happen for Taurus more than any other sign, in terms of people coming back and pretending like nothing happened, is what I'm saying. You seem to be the sign that happens to, is when people appear and pretend like nothing actually happened. Okay, and you are tired of calling people out, so I don't even know that you're gonna, but I don't know that you're gonna take them back either. So I'm gonna clarify this because I never leave it on a court card. I say that every month, and then deliberately a court card seems to come out, so I have to clarify again. So I'm gonna clarify the Knight of Cups first and see what that is. Oh, soulmate return. Right, okay, so I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords and see what he is. Ooh, Emperor. What's underneath? The 7 of Wands, okay, so... Wow, Taurus. Somebody is probably... You're probably hearing from someone. I want to hedge my bets and say I feel a lot of you are hearing from a Pisces person. Or a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, with a romantic offer, and you're not so sure about it anymore. Because you don't fundamentally trust this person. Because I feel like they ghosted you, is what I want to say. I feel like that's what the 5 of Pentacles is. They kept you out in the cold, or they didn't let you in emotionally. This could have been someone who was sent to teach you something in this journey of life, and they set their sights on you in order to teach you how to say no if you hadn't been doing that so well before. But the Wheel of Fortune is very evident in this reading because there is a circular motion. I mean, I feel like a couple of things I've said, I'm going around in circles, but it is for a reason. The Knight of Swords and the Emperor and the Five of Wands to me is someone who is very stubborn, someone who's quite successful, and someone with a bit of a poker face. But nonetheless, they are fighting for you. I would honestly think, Taurus, you're probably going to come out of February with options. There's a potential some of you are meeting a soulmate. I think there's a really good connection with Scorpios here, in my opinion. And the water signs in general, but I also see Aries. I feel like a Scorpio is fighting for a Taurus, or you're thinking of a Scorpio. You know, it could be any sign, don't get caught up in that. We will go into that in the extended if you want to check that out. But there's romance. And you're going to want to reject it for some reason. So I'm going to clarify this Four of Cups real quick. You can reject it all you want. They're going to do it again. Someone's very keen on you. Oh God. I keep trying to clarify these court cards and more come out. So there's an air sign. There's an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini too. What does this nice King of Swords want? Okay, somebody. Right. Okay. Good grief. Right, okay. So this full moon in the 5th house, your house of romance, is going to bring everybody into your yard. You're a milkshake. You're bringing everyone to the yard. That's incredible. That's so many people. Venus in Capricorn does beautiful things for you. There's somebody in a different land that's thinking of contacting you or visiting you for a lot of Taurus. There's more than one prospect. If you're single, there's a lot of dates. If you are in a relationship, they have a lot of ideas. Don't reject the ideas, go along with things. You have sifted through the Devil, Seven of Swords characters quite a bit. And now all of a sudden you're being faced with more options, and you don't necessarily trust yourself, Taurus, but it's okay to see and go with your intuition. You're being protected. The Temperance card is letting you know that you're being protected. So Pele just popped out. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? You think you don't know, but you know, Taurus. Okay? So I'm going to draw a love card before we go for Valentine's Day. Well, this makes a lot of sense. Abundance. Right. So you basically get everybody. And we also got the distorted masculine. I'm going to read a piece from the distorted masculine if you don't mind. Because obviously some of you have been dealing with someone who is the distorted masculine. So let's see what that is. Okay. Yes, this is exactly what I just said. I kid you not. It is characterized by an unwillingness to trust, tending to ignore emotions and intuition, wanting proof of everything, and insisting on a logical or rational approach. Part of the mode we all grew up with to a greater or lesser extent, this old paradigm is now becoming obsolete. Change, Taurus. This Wheel of Fortune is bringing in great romantic change. Okay. Okay, let's see. We see a lot of distorted masculine in the corporate environment and in the damage done to our forests and oceans. That's exactly what I said. Some of you are definitely being offered a corporate job that you're not sure you trust, and you're also worried about men in the workplace. Don't ignore your intuition or the messages from your body urging you to rest and relax. Don't be afraid of your emotions. They don't make you weak, okay? Your angels and spirit guides want you to know that it is the time to bring this imbalance to your conscious awareness, acknowledge it, bless it for what it's taught you, and let it go. You have to live without the distorted masculine, okay? Life is not all about money and greed and taking what they want, okay? So if you're a man, you are more valuable than the assets that you have. You're allowed to express your feelings. You shouldn't feel bad about being hurt. If you're a woman, stop dating men who make you feel less than. and trust your emotions. Not everybody comes under this package. You may have real disillusionment with men at the moment, with the, you know, the light of the news and stuff. It's hard to trust. But there's an abundance being offered to you of good things, okay? There's an abundance being offered to you of beautiful things. What makes your life rich that's not money? Don't date people for their money, or you will keep receiving emotional emptiness in its place. You have so many options this month, Taurus, so love you guys, and I'll see you in the extended if you're joining me there, and if not, I'll see you next month. Bye.